Hi and welcome to our third Brains Gains video. Today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. It's called Imposter Syndrome. Now Hannah knows all about it because she read about it. When you were explaining it to me, I realised that we both had it, and actually a lot of you who are watching have probably got it too. So Hannah, what is Imposter Syndrome?
What is imposter syndrome? I think it's just like feeling generally inadequate, or feeling like, I don't know, like a lot of self-doubt, or feeling like a fraud.
Yeah.
Do you know, like sometimes when...
Like an imposter.
Like an imposter, basically.
Yeah.
The clue is in the title. So I think it's basically when you're feeling like, you know, even though you are achieving stuff and even though you are doing well or whatever, you're still having those feelings of, you know, like doubt, self-doubt. And when I spoke to you about it, we were like, do you know what? It's so true. Like, it's something that we both get it, don't we?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I specifically remember, like when I started with dentistry, I remember sitting there thinking, like, am I actually qualified to do this? Like, you know, it's funny, really, isn't it?
Well, I think it's quite common, especially when you start out on a pathway or you start down a career.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that. It's natural. But actually, what I learned is that even as I've got more advanced and got better at what I do, you still have those feelings. So it's a completely normal feeling to feel out of your comfort zone a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, totally. I was actually Googling it before and I was like, what actually is the definition of imposter syndrome? And it says here, imposter syndrome can be defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. Imposters suffer from chronic self-doubt and a sense of intellectual
Fraudulence. Do you want me to read it, please?
Totally struggled with that. Fraudulence. That override any feelings of success. So yeah, basically, it's exactly what we're saying. It's like, even though you are achieving what you want to, what you're supposed to be doing, you're sort of feeling like, am I qualified enough to do this?
Well, we look like a couple of imposters reading off that now, don't we?
Because I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
But no, so I think it's a really, really interesting topic, and I think lots and lots of people suffer from it. I think even people really high up, you know, people that are sort of running the country or in really high positions, probably feel the same way, because we're all human at the end of the day. And I think sometimes, you know, you can sort of start to feel like, should I be here?
Yeah, and it doesn't just apply to certain peer groups or certain audiences. You know, you could be really intellectual, or you could be an expert in your field about something, and you're talking to people that know nothing about it. You still might get those feelings. It's really, really normal. And then especially when you talk to like peer groups or other people in the industries. Yeah. It's like when I do my talks on hormones, or if I'm doing talks about aesthetics. I mean, I've done these things for 10 years in hormones, 15 in aesthetics. I know my stuff. But God, when you put me in a room of people, all of a sudden I think, do I know this? Yeah. Should I be here? So you've got to realise.
You question yourself, don't you? You really question yourself. I think you question your knowledge, you question your expertise. I think that's what it is. I think it's natural to question yourself and think, you know,
But it's also a good thing as well, I think.
It's a good thing, I think,
because it keeps you
grounded.
Keeps you grounded.
And also, I think a lot of the times, people that think that they know everything and they've got nothing to worry about are the people that are the most dangerous. Because we're always learning. We've always, you know, there's always things that, you know, out there that you can make yourself, you know, teach yourself, get better in research. So people that think that they know everything and they never get involved, or they say they never get things like this, I think they're people really that you have to be worried about.
And the good thing about having it and feeling about it, you've got to take it as a positive.
Yeah.
Because what it will do is it will strive you to learn more about what you're doing, to get more involved, and to be even more of an expert than you might already be. Or if you're a novice, become, you know, a good intermediate expert at it. So it advances your level, because you feel constantly that you have to improve.
Yeah. Have you ever had a moment? I was going to ask you, have you ever had a moment where, you know, you haven't known your stuff, or you know, or something like that?
Yeah, I do. Well, once. So a long time ago, I was going to a conference in Paris. It's an aesthetic conference, and it happens in January, and it's for all the aesthetics and dermatology. Anyway, they asked me if I would do a live injection demonstration to an auditorium of people. So I was in a treatment room, and there was a speaker with like hundreds of people in this massive auditorium in the Palais de Congrès. It was a huge place. There's people from all over the world, dermatologists, plastic surgeons, everything. And they asked me if I would do the injections on this model. I could see the video feed to the auditorium, and I just thought I should not be here. And I'd been doing this now for quite a few years, so I knew my stuff. I was pretty advanced at what I was doing, but I just was terrified. Anyway, I was treating this person, and honestly, you're right, you wouldn't believe it. So I was getting my assistant to load the needles onto the syringes of dermal filler, and I was doing this injection, and she hadn't loaded it properly. Yeah, so I go to inject someone, and literally the needle flies off, and the filler goes everywhere. I mean, I maybe should have checked it myself, but you don't expect it. I know. Can you imagine like how embarrassing that was? So these disasters, they happen to everyone, and they don't necessarily.
Just gotta style it out.
Didn't hold me back, but we get it all the time. Well, I do.
That's crazy. I can't believe that story.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
the
would
needle
be
flying off.
literally.
It was, and the filler, it splattered all over the patient's face. Honestly, I could have cried.
Oh God.
But
you live and learn.
I haven't been back to IMCAS since.
I bet you checked every single one of your needles now.
Yeah, I do.
Bet you checked them. I do. See?
But hey, everyone makes mistakes.
Every cloud.
Yeah. That's it for me. Go on, have you got one? Or do you just feel like that all the time? I'm joking.
No, I would definitely say, like, obviously once I qualified and I was on my own in surgery, there's definitely a few odd occasions where I just felt like, oh my God, especially when I went from NHS to fully private as well. Because obviously with private, patients have a certain expectation of you. They're paying a lot more money. So, your skills need to really be up there. And you need to be able to manage any situation. Yeah. So I think
dentistry's hard, it's complicated.
Yeah, dentistry is difficult. So I think
there's a lot going on.
There was definitely moments within practice that I've felt imposter syndrome. I felt imposter syndrome. Do you know what? On the show.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what about that?
Do you know what? On the show, on the Housewives.
When I said about examples, that's what I thought.
Yeah, especially at the very beginning when we first started filming. I'll never forget that garden party scene where me and you walked in. That was at the garden party, which is the last 15 minutes of the first episode of series 9.
Yeah.
That was our very first episode, and I was bricking it. My champagne was like this.
I think we thought that someone at any point was going to call to us and say, "Listen, guys, you're off the show."
Yeah.
We just thought we're not going to last on
this. It's weird,
this.
and we just felt like, is this my life? Like, are we actually here?
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Yeah. So I definitely felt it on the show. We've never been on TV.
We were complete novices in the field. So we probably looked it as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
We probably looked like a pair of amateurs, but you've got to start somewhere.
I think the thing is as well, I think it's only when you step out of your comfort zone that you start really achieving. And to be honest, out of your comfort zone is the only place that you're going to experience imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You're not going to experience imposter syndrome when you're in your own house or in your own comfort circle. It's only when you really step out of that you start to feel like, oh my God, should I be here? Am I qualified enough? But those are all good feelings. I actually think you should see them as a positive. So, it's a good thing to be getting those feelings, and everyone gets them. And I think your life only starts really getting fired up once you've stepped outside of your comfort zone.
So if you want to get on and you want to be successful and you want to do something, then expect to feel it.
Yeah,
and you know what? Just embrace it and just realise that, we all get it.
And you know what? Every single person, like I sometimes think about these big Hollywood actors or, like these big presenters and people that give these, speeches to so many millions of people. Every single person started somewhere. Something that my mum told me, and I never forget it. It's like every single person everyone, people that you look up to or admire, watch on TV, watch on the movie, everyone started somewhere. So, you know, everyone had those moments where they felt like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here, or I can't believe I'm doing this, or da-da-da. Everyone had it at some point in their career. And I think that's really important as well, that, you know, everyone's been young, everyone's had a first time. So,
oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that's really important to keep in mind.
Yeah. So that is our take on imposter syndrome.
Yes. If
Hope
you've
that's
got
helpful.
any questions about it, any comments about it, please leave a comment below.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah,
to
like
our
and
channel.
subscribe. We've got quite a few more videos coming. Hopefully a few more brains gains on the way as well. And if there is anything that you want us to talk about, then leave a
us a
comment.
comment. Yeah, and we'll do a video for you.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Bye
Take care.
now.